In the big story of World War II, there's a special Texan hero we're shining a light on. His name, Audie Murphy. Picture this as a movie where we explore Audie's incredible journey from a farm boy to a true war hero. Back in 1945, in the snowy Ardennes forest, Audie faced something huge: 250 German soldiers. It wasn't just a fight. It was like a big song of bravery, showing how strong people can be even when things seem impossible. So, in this video, we are going to uncover the different parts of Audie Murphy's success story. We will check out the brutal battlegrounds, the loud sounds of guns, and the moments when Audie stood all by himself, determined to win. As we go through this exciting story, you will see how Audie, wearing the cape of bravery, stays strong when everything seemed really tough. His story is like a gift that keeps on giving, inspiring people even today. Get ready to watch an incredible journey as we give a big shout out to Audie Murphy, a true hero whose story goes beyond time. This is Audie Murphy, a hero's journey. Let's dive in. Audie Murphy, just 19 years old, was in charge of a small group of American soldiers. They were walking through snowy land, and these soldiers had been through a lot during the harsh winter. They were exhausted. It was like tiredness was stuck to them. But here's the twist. They didn't know that a big group of German soldiers was hiding, ready to stop the Americans from moving forward. Audie and his group were carefully moving through the forest. It was quiet and peaceful. But suddenly everything changed. A thunderous burst of gunfire broke the calmness. The Germans, hidden well in the snowy shadows, had surprised them. The air now smelled solid and sharp, like gunpowder, and everything turned into chaos. Bullets were flying through the air, and the once calm forest became a place of fighting and confusion. Audie Murphy and his group of soldiers were being super careful as they walked through a snowy forest. Audie was just 19, but he was really alert. The forest was quiet, but guess what? Trouble was hiding in the shadows. All of a sudden, chaos exploded like a loud music concert. Lots and lots of gunfire came out of nowhere, and Audie's group got caught off guard. The Germans, who were experts at hiding in the snowy forest, had set up a sneaky trap, catching everyone by surprise. The air suddenly smelled strong and sharp because of the gunshots. The peaceful forest turned into a big fight scene really fast. Everyone in Audie's group got scared and confused, running around and trying to find a safe place. The snow on the ground now echoed with the noise of the intense battle. Bullets were flying everywhere like angry bees, hitting their targets accurately. The soldiers, who had been through a lot in the harsh winter, now faced a bigger problem: an enemy they couldn't even see, hiding in the snowy forest. But Audie Murphy, even in the middle of all this crazy stuff, showed he was a great leader. He spoke with a clear and determined voice. "Stay strong, guys. We have dealt with worse than this." Audie's words became like a cheer, giving everyone a boost of strength when things got tough. The forest, which used to be a calm and beautiful place, was now filled with the sounds of a big fight. The trees became both a hiding spot and a bit of a problem as Audie's group tried to move around and take control. The Germans, after pulling off their surprise attack, changed their plan to make it even harder for the American soldiers. It was like they were tightening a knot around them. So, things went from a small fight to a significant battle. Audie Murphy and his team of soldiers were pretty clever. They were like strategic wizards, moving carefully through the trees to use them as a shield. The Germans, surprised at how good the Americans were at fighting back, had to rethink their whole plan. They decided to get closer and surround the Americans. In the forest, it was like a symphony of war sounds. Machine guns making a rattling noise, rifles popping sharply, and grenades exploding like a thunder. The American soldiers were like forest ninjas, using the trees to hide and protect themselves. The Germans, who thought they had the upper hand, realized they were in a tough time. The battle was intense, and the forest echoed with the sounds of guns and explosions, creating a chaotic but fierce atmosphere. The battle got really wild, and Audie Murphy found himself far away from his group, deep in the heart of the forest. But Audie, being the brave guy, wasn't afraid at all. Instead, he kept going. He had this strong determination to free his friends from the tight grip the Germans had on them. Picture this, the snow on the ground, watching as Audie walked all alone, just one person against a bunch of enemies. Audie moving through it like a lone hero. Even though he was by himself, his courage didn't waver. The trees whispered stories of his bravery as he faced the challenge head-on. The sounds of battle in the distance didn't scare him. They fueled his determination to make things right. Now, here's the exciting part. Audie stumbled upon a small open area in the forest, and there he found a stash of American weapons that someone had left behind. Without wasting a second, Audie took charge. He grabbed a machine gun and some grenades like a hero gearing up for a battle. His Texan spirit, that strong and never give up attitude, burned even brighter in that moment. With weapons in hand, Audie didn't just sit around. Nope, he had a plan, a bold one to turn things around. Imagine him creeping through the trees like a crafty strategist. He put himself in an intelligent spot, getting ready to surprise the Germans. Audie was all set to give them a taste of their own medicine. It was like a chess game, and Audie was making a move that could change the whole story. Now, let's go to the heart-pounding part. Audie didn't hold back. He started shooting like there was no tomorrow. The Germans, totally caught off guard. His machine gun roared with power every time he squeezed the trigger, tearing through the enemy like a hot knife through butter. Picture this. The snow around Audie turned red as the battle reached its peak. Audie, standing all alone, became a storm of fury. It was like nature itself had joined him in the fight. The Germans were in a surprise, trying to figure out what hit them. Audie's courage and firepower created chaos when they couldn't quite wrap their heads around. The battlefield turned into a fierce dance, and Audie was leading with moves that left everyone amazed. So the German commanders saw what was happening and knew things were in bad shape. They hurried to try and fix the mess Audie Murphy had created on the battlefield. Audie's non-stop attack had stirred up a lot of confusion and fear among the German soldiers. These guys, who were feeling pretty confident before, were now dealing with a situation that seemed out of control. Imagine the German commanders scratching their heads, trying to figure out how to handle this unexpected situation. Audie Murphy, with his incredible bravery and skill, had become a challenge that didn't make much sense to them. The Germans were in a tough spot, trying to find a way to deal with this opponent. It was like Audie had turned the tables, and now the Germans were the ones feeling unsure and uneasy. Right in the middle of all this craziness, Audie Murphy's heroic actions became the stuff of legends. Imagine this, bullets flying, explosions going off and on, and Audie, like a superhero, waving through it all. He wasn't just fighting, he was taking apart the German attack all by himself. Dodging bullets and fire, Audie stood tall. He used his rifle with such skill that it seemed like a magic. The determination in his eyes, fearless. Audie became a symbol of hope for his friends who were going through a tough time. Imagine his comrades looking at him, seeing this guy who wouldn't back down and finding hope even in the middle of chaos. Audie Murphy in that moment was like a shining light, cutting through the darkness of war. As the battle reached its peak, Audie Murphy, covered in sweat and blood, stood tall among the fallen. The once quiet forest now echoed with the fading sounds of retreating Germans. Audie's spirit had utterly changed the course of the fight, and the remaining German soldiers scattered away like shadows in the dimming light. Word of Audie Murphy's amazing achievement spread like wildfire. The lone Texan who faced 250 Germans and came out on top became a guiding light for Allied forces. His bravery earned him the Medal of Honor, making him one of the most honored soldiers in American history. And that's not the end of the story. Audie Murphy's tale, from a farm boy to a war hero, is now a permanent part of history. It stands as proof that when things seem really tough, the human spirit can rise above it all. Audie's story keeps inspiring new generations, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, bravery and determination can beat the toughest challenges.